wrap up with a few growth opportunities specifically for a service provider community or generally like a reseller, technology developer, supply side community here in 2024. So we talked about AI. A lot of AI innovation is taking place. It's important to identify the use cases that truly resonate with the customer organizations and see how the solutions you have within your portfolio kind of align with those and meet customer needs. Okay, hybrid work. Again, a topic that I'm sure we all feel like we've heard too much about. Unfortunately, after everybody shifted to remote work, now many are coming back into the office, and it has become many employers' preference, while many employees are still reluctant. Not everybody, but quite a few. So there's a little bit of a misalignment there. And to make hybrid work, organizations need at least two kind of different categories of solutions. On one hand, they need to make office experiences better for workers to come into the office. That could mean better video conferencing equipment, that could mean all kinds of digital media and so on, whatever makes the office experience better. But they also need to make remote workers' experiences equitable. So they also need to keep investing in cloud communications, in cloud video meetings, in the appropriate gear, business grade headsets, business grade phones, and so on. Okay, Business 3.0 is really about leveraging the integrated platforms with the APIs that we talked about to integrate communications more tightly into workflows to see more tangible outcomes. So this is where you come in as a trusted transformation partner, not just a point solution provider, and you talk to organizations about how communications can move them forward on their transformation journey. Okay, I think that there are many untapped vertical use cases, especially when you look at frontliners and their workflows. Over the years, the industry as a whole has focused primarily on knowledge workers. We all have a plethora of tools for desk-based workers today. When you look at the mobile frontline and field workers, you need a little bit more asynchronous communications, you need mobile friendly solutions, and in general, an understanding of their unique challenges. We just talked about mobile mobility is very, very important to many customer organizations. We're not really looking at a mobile-only world in the foreseeable future. It will be a journey for most customers, and you want to be there for them. We didn't talk much about Microsoft, but Microsoft is a power to reckon with, and Teams has become pervasive. So it's very important for anybody in business communications to integrate with Teams and provide value to team-centric organizations. And I'll just make a very brief comment. Environmental and sustainability considerations are less of a hype and more of a reality today, and many organizations pick their providers and technology partners based on their sustainability posture. So it's an important factor to keep in mind as you build your strategies and portfolios.
And Elka, we did.
Sorry, I want to thank the audience because we're out of time.
No, I want to circle back on one thing, because we did really cover Teams, because that could have been a session in itself. But we did have a great question from Jeff on whether, and Jason answered it online, but just for others that didn't see it, where did Teams fit into the categorization of premise, hybrid, and cloud? And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is it fit in one bucket, or does Teams use and integration in the platform fit in multiple buckets from your perspective?
Oh, so I monitor the cloud communication space more closely, and that's where I see most of the integrations with Teams taking place. But I know, via Mitel and others are integrating with Teams as well with the Power apps. It's the telecom operators and the even next gen UC providers that are partnering with Microsoft more closely for direct routing and other cloud connected calling variations, including Operator Connect and Teams Phone Mobile. So there are a lot of different ways to partner with Microsoft or to insert oneself into the Teams environment and capture some of the customer spend. I mean, I hate to sound, like this is all about the money, but also provide value to the customer with, either more compelling calling plans or, more reliable telephony services in general, or other capabilities that may not be available from Microsoft.
Yeah, it's a great answer. And we're going to open it up for more questions. If anybody has a question now, you can type it in online and we'll answer those. I think Brady will come back and pose a couple to us. But just one thing that we found in Teams are within our community, our solution integrates fully into Teams and a lot of people deploy it that way. So if that's the meeting client of choice, messaging client of choice, they can do that. What we find is it's a difficult one. Teams is a difficult one size fits all use case for all worker types. If people are the knowledge workers that tend to be sitting in front of their computer all day and using 5 other applications from Microsoft, whatever, maybe that experience works for them. But when you go across all the, Elka's point number 4 there, vertical use cases and frontliner workflows, there's a tremendous amount of people out there that don't live in front of a computer every day and using those applications. And I think it's important from a business communications perspective that the solutions that we bring to them help companies make the use case fit with the technology, so it's a more natural way for their employees to communicate.
All right, fantastic. What a thorough Thank you. What a thorough presentation, guys. Seriously. And Elka, it sure would be nice if AI could do my laundry. Kind of like a ride on washing machines, I guess. We do have a couple questions, but before we did, and you guys did a great job even answering the questions as they came in, so there isn't a lot. But John, would you be able to remind people how they can reach out to you guys for more information?
Yeah, absolutely. So our contact information will be on the final slide. You want to find out more about Crescendo and our NetSapiens platform. If you're a service provider or an MSP, you can go to our netsapiens.com website, and customers can look us up at crescendo.com. I'm very proud of our Frost and Sullivan Award, and for this year over it. If you realize the competitive cadre that we won that against, we're honored to have that best practices award from Elka and her team. And there's all of our contact information if you want to find out. Frost and Sullivan has tons of tremendous data and information, and not just data but insights. I hope you realize that Elka's taken that data. She shared a lot of really relevant insights today. So there's her information to reach out. Mine as well as Chief Revenue Officer at Crescendo, and the folks at Becca who sponsored, who provided the platform for today's event. So Brady as well. So, have any final questions for us, Brady?
Yeah, I have a few here, John. So obviously, there were a whole lot of trends that were kind of thrown at us there. How can you be sure that your service provider business strategy is the correct one? Like, how do you stay on top of the changing trends?
Well, one of the things that we do is we consult with folks like Elka at Frost and Sullivan and others that understand that from a macro view. We serve a global user base. Elka had some slides on Australia, New Zealand, or Asia Pacific earlier in the presentation. We've had tremendous growth in the ANZ markets over the last couple of years. So really understanding the trends and then talking to customers. When somebody, one thing I love about us being the intel inside of people's UCaaS offers is we have over 200 service providers, and if you look at how they deploy our solution, they make it fit their business model. in their go-to-market and their customer base. So when people say, well, what's average size customer do you sell? We have some of our partners that focus on organizations that are 5,000 users, and that's kind of their market. We have others that focus on specific verticals like pest control and others, and many times smaller businesses within verticals. We want to be the ingredient brand that they can take and deliver and go to market. So we at Crescendo get a lot of feedback from our NetSapiens partner community and kind of what we're formulating and doing in the future, because it's helping them to be successful. And we've been independently benchmarked overall at growing at about double the rate of the market with our user base. So that's, we feel like that's the right mix for us in getting that type of feedback.
Okay, great. Similarly, any tips for how to future-proof a business as far as cloud communications goes?
I don't know, Elka, do you have any future-proof tips for us?
I mean, it's important to monitor the trends in the marketplace and what peers are doing. It really varies from organization to organization, but you kind of have to inventory your own business, look at the different workflows, as I keep pointing out, and see which ones can be optimized. And then you look at the technologies that are available to perhaps improve these workflows.
Yep.
And one tip I have, I hear it anecdotally, but I also see it in my surveys. When customers look for different technologies and solutions, they do use many criteria to select those. They very rarely poll actual end users. I think in today's day and age, with so many technology savvy individuals in the workforce, of course, among the customers as well, like our customers, but I'm talking about the employee base. I think it's extremely important to just work with them to find out what tools they prefer and how they prefer to work.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree with that more. And that's one thing, Brady, for us. Our goal is to be able, whatever tools they're using, to be able to integrate into those tools. So if you take a look at programs, CRMs, different applications, I think we integrate into close to 400 now. So whatever vertical somebody may be in, there's so many specialized use cases, we call them, that people have, that it's important that whatever the trends are, the solution that you're offering has the ability to kind of integrate into what's going on. Because the one thing that you realize is, while some of these things now, with the advances that we see with AI and whatever, to us almost seem they're table stakes. Well, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, what would we have forecast these things being like? It's that the ability, that long-term forecasting ability, is still cloudy at the rate of adoption. I mean, some of Elka's data on hybrid work environments, and many of our service providers help their customers integrate into those premise and cloud-based systems, and put take the legacy investment that the company has and help them to migrate to the cloud over time. That we have quite a few partners that specialize in that, using our technology. You probably wouldn't be able, that's the size of those numbers is still great enough in these charts. It's just, it's hard to forecast with accuracy. But I agree with Elka. Talk to your customers, talk to your employees, and understand, what they use for tools, and what the trends are that are most important to them.
Oh, sure. And integration is absolutely clutch. You're absolutely right about that. John, you mentioned stability in video conferencing earlier. Could you talk just real quick about the built-in video conferencing that your company offers, and kind of what sets it apart?
Well, I would say we have two flavors of it, and it would be ease of use, and then also on one end of it, in our commoditized video solution, it's ease of use, ease of ability to join, and then just ubiquity of ability to deploy it to all of your users. And at the high end, with one component of our video, there's full API capabilities that are there for what that kind of the idea of those CPaaS type solutions for video collaboration and interaction that can be deployed as well. So for our partners, we actually give them a couple different options on a primary and secondary video tool that they can use. And so it gets to be the mass availability versus also something that can be highly customizable for those CPaaS enabled type interactions. In fact, I think we have a use case. We were a founding member of the CPaaS Acceleration Alliance, which is an industry group that quite a few people have joined and has grown tremendously over the last year or two. And we're really excited about being able to take things like video use cases, enable them for CPaaS, so the end customers can define, what they want the experience to be. That becomes less about us creating a full experience in the UI and everything else for people, and it's more about giving them the pieces that they need to compose that experience. So that's one of the things, again, at the very more specialized end of the market that we're excited about.
All right, fantastic. And that is going to do it for the webinar portion. I want to thank Crescendo Chief Revenue Officer John Brinton, as well as Frost & Sullivan's VP and Senior Fellow, Connected Work Research, Elka Popova, for their time today. I also want to thank Jason Byrne from Crescendo, who's been working diligently to answer all of your questions online so that we weren't here for another 2 hours. But it's been amazing. It's been very thorough, and I appreciate it. A couple real quick reminders as well, guys. Don't forget that Amazon gift cards, 4 of them will be awarded to 4 lucky participants who stayed through the duration. So we'll be reaching out to you as far as that goes. Also a reminder that if you missed any of this webinar, you can find it as well as other past Channel Vision presentations on demand by visiting our website at channelvisionmag.com.